talk about your favorite books? Saying that number makes me want to tell myself to get a life. I'm lying to you guys. I'm so sorry. You know, you know. If you know, you know. Anyone else shook that it's 3 months? This is the fourth month of the year? Because that's making me feel something. There is just no better feeling than sitting on the floor with my favorite books, ready to yap with you guys about them. Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today, since it is now officially April, which is crazy to me, I thought I would go through my absolute favorite reads from this year so far, the year of our Lord 2025. I have a little stack here of my absolute favorites. So these are all 5 stars or even 6-star books that I have loved this year so far. And then I have a little pile of honorable mention books that I rated 4.5 stars that didn't quite make the list of my favorites, but are pretty close. So I have read 46 books so far this year. Saying that number makes me want to tell myself to get a life, which I do have one. I go hang out with people, I hang out with my girlfriend, I do fun stuff. And somehow I'm just I don't know when this developed. I think it happened through college when I was an English major and had to read really quickly for work, for homework and stuff. And now all of a sudden I can just devour a book in 2 days usually. If it takes me longer than 2 days to finish a book, it's either long or dense or both. So these are all books that really just have stuck with me since I read them, and I cannot wait to share them with you. So let's get right on into it, shall we? The first book I have in this little stack is Under the Whispering Door by T.J. Klune. This book is so sweet. This is just one of the sweetest books I have read. It is so tender, so uplifting, so sad and beautiful. I was not familiar with TJ Klune's game until this book, and now I really want to read the rest of his backlog. I know that House in the Cerulean Sea is definitely his most popular one, and I want to read In the Lives of Puppets this month because I got a copy for free from my girlfriend because she had 2 copies of it. So I want to read that this month. This book just really it really just sticks with me. I think about this once a week still, to be honest, and it is just beautiful. The writing is beautiful, the setting is beautiful. It's sort of magical realism. It's fantasy, but it's pretty rooted in our reality, which I like, and the characters are just so lovable. There's a ghost dog in this book. Are you kidding? This was a 5-star read for me. It was incredible, and I have nothing negative to say about this. It truly was just one of the sweetest stories. Next, we have First Time Caller, which I was lucky enough to receive an ARC for in January. So I read this on my Kindle in January, and then I had pre-ordered it, and I re-annotated this book. I looked back and forth from my Kindle, and it was tedious, but I'm so glad I did, because now I can just look at all my beautiful little annotations, and that's why I love a physical copy of a book, so I can just see what parts of it I really loved. Obviously, I tabbed a ton of it. This is honestly the standard for romance novels for me now. I obviously am new on my romance journey, but this is literally the standard I hold romance books to now, and it's really hard to top this book. The only other book that I think rivals this book in terms of romance is Funny Story by Emily Henry. That is my absolute favorite Emily Henry, and these two are sort of tied for my favorite romance book. Oh, and One Last Stop. I'm lying. That was a really good one, but that's just special to me because... Oh, and Ashley Poston. Stop. I'm lying to you guys. I'm so sorry that I'm a liar. But this year, this has been my favorite romance book for sure. And it's just so sweet. I love Aiden and Lucy. Every single character in this book is fleshed out, and everything is realistic. Everything is sweet and sexy and wonderful, and I cannot recommend this enough if you're looking for a new romance book to get on. Next we have They're Going to Love You by Meg Howry. This is a literary fiction book about art and artistry and the dance world. My mom is a choreographer, so I grew up very immersed in the dance world, and this book does it justice. It is so beautifully written. Like, the way that this enlivened the English major in me so hard. I was connecting themes, I was identifying motifs, I was tabbing, I was writing in this book. It really is just one of those books where the writing carries the rest of it. The characters are great, the plot is great, it's all very interesting, but the writing is really what carries this book. And Meg Howry has sort of just like weaved an incredible tale here of this girl sort of figuring out herself and who she is without her family. It truly is just like every single moment is tied to the next moment lyrically and through the writing in such a precise and detailed and beautiful way. I can't say enough amazing things about this book. This is a 6-star book for me. I feel like it's kind of underrated. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. And if you are a stickler for incredible writing quality, go ahead and pick that book up. It is so good. Next we have We Could Be Rats by Emily Austen. Emily Austen is one of my favorite authors of all time. She is incredible. She is like the lesbian weird girl lit fic writer to me, at least one of them. Her and Mona Awad are sort of like the weird girl lit fic authors, in my opinion. Trigger warning, this book does deal with suicide and suicidal thoughts, but it is weirdly one of the most uplifting books I've ever read, which sort of sounds contradictory, but if you read this, you sort of end it with this feeling of like, everything is actually maybe going to be okay. It is so well done. It's just the story of these two opposite sisters who grow up side by side, realize how different they are, and sort of how they both process their family and their grief and their trauma. It is such an incredible book. It's not my favorite by her, but I did give it 5 stars. My favorite by her, I think, will always be Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead, but that might just be because it was the first one I read by her. However, this was incredible. I think it's my second favorite book by her, and I just can't get enough of this woman. Anything she writes, I will read. We also have Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. Read it and weep. Literally, that's what I did. I read it and I wept. The epilogue. This is the most recent favorite that I've read, and I'm obviously still not over it. Like, it's not okay. I literally am speechless. I look at this book and I just feel the pain all over again. The epilogue. Suzanne Collins, when I find you. When I find you. This book is so good. Haymitch forever. The love story is so beautiful in here. Just seeing how Haymitch became who he was in the original trilogy, it is devastating. The games themselves are so well done. All the different little ties to the original trilogy and the other prequel, so meticulously done, detailed. Everything is accurate. Like, everything lines up. This truly is like the glue connecting the prequels and the original trilogy. It is so good. So good. It might be my favorite Hunger Games book. Like, Catching Fire Forever, obviously. It's definitely tied, if not surpassing. And I know, that's crazy. I know. But just, if you read it, you know. If you know, you know. Like, if you know, you know. You want to say hi to the people? You want to say hi to the people? What do you have to say? Sniffles? You want to talk about your favorite books? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Finally, for my favorites, obviously you can see the Magnolia Parks universe. I have acquired every single cover now. For the true supporters, you know that some of my books from Black Holes were stolen off my doorstep, which I just recently figured out that the person who took them returned them, which maybe makes me think like maybe that they just got lost in the mail. I don't know. But my mom went to London for a bit and brought me back the 2 covers I was missing. Thank you, Pam. Shout out, Pam. This Magnolia Parks universe was one of my hyper fixations this year so far. Let's just take a moment for the covers, okay? Because I worked hard to have all of these. Magnolia Parks. This one, I don't know why. I think this is my favorite in the series still. I loved the rest of them, but it was just something so magical about this first book. I can't explain it. Does anyone else relate? Like, this was my favorite book. Stunning Daisy Hates cover. A Long Way Home. And I still have my 2 copies, like, of The Long Way Home and Daisy Hates the Great Undoing in the US covers, because those are my annotated copies. I annotated those, and I won't be getting rid of them, and I won't be copying those annotations into here. We just have doubles of those, which I guess is fine. But it's a little extra, but it's fine. This is my favorite cover of all of them, Daisy Hates the Great Undoing. This is also like my second favorite book from this series. It was so good. And I think it's the shortest one, but I loved this book. This and the first Magnolia Parks book were everything. And of course, the emotional devastation that was this book, Magnolia Parks Into the Dark. this web of characters, the found family, all of these characters feel so near and dear to me. I cannot wait for the next one of these to come out. I just saw on GoodReads, one of my favorite booktubers, Mariana, posted an update that said in Jessa Hastings' newest release, they mentioned Julian and Daisy in it, and I literally went to Amazon and I hit order immediately. So that will be here Monday because I literally need to know what happens to them so badly. You have no idea. I'm so happy that I dove into this universe. I didn't know what I was going to think of these books, to be honest. I ordered the first two sort of on a whim, and I was like, you know what? Everyone talks about these books. I might as well give them a try. And they're so much more than a romance series. It's really just such a complex, like, emotional experience. And I really loved these so much, and I can't wait to see what happens next in this series. So those are all my favorites from this year so far. I think that's a pretty good amount. I have so many more books that I really enjoyed and loved, haven't stuck with me in that way that these ones have. And I'll talk about a couple of them because I do have 3 right here that I really did love, but just haven't quite like had that same 5-star feeling. I won't go into as much detail about these, but just know I gave all of these books 4.5 stars. So they were very, very close. It just wasn't quite what the rest of these books were. We have My Husband by Maud Ventura, which is a really interesting exploration of like toxic love cycles, and the twist at the end had me shook. Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. This disability representation is absolutely stunning, and the love story here is just so heartwarming and tender. It is just one of my favorite romances that I've read for sure. Similarly, we have Beach Read, 4.5 stars. Not my absolute favorite Emily Henry, that would have to be Funny Story, but this is definitely up there, and I just had a great time reading this, and it was very, very touching and sweet. I also have a couple of thrillers that I really loved. Kill for Me, Kill for You, You Are Fatally Invited, just to name some off the top of my head. We have the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series, which I finished this year, which I absolutely loved. Pip and Ravi Have My Heart. So there's so many amazing books that I've read this year, but these are just the ones that I thought really stuck out to me as some of my favorites. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe because I am a YouTuber now, and I will see you in the next video. Yes, I will. You better be there. I'll be there. You better be there. Okay. Bye.